From the land down under, with the rock at its centre, comes the little Aussie Watchman.
Love wins, cries those who have rejected God. Australia has chosen to accept gay marriage. It was a robust process. A large proportion of Australians voted in the survey, with 61.6% deciding that Australia will cast away from another foundation stone of Christian society, that of the sanctity of marriage between man and woman. Foundation stone now riven in two and smashed into pieces by a godless, self-serving people. A people that no longer knows God and have chosen themselves what is right. They have eaten of the tree of good and evil and have decided for themselves that evil is good. They have become like gods. There is now a foreboding in my heart. I'm reminded of Hebrews 11:26. If we deliberately go on sinning after we have received the knowledge of the truth, no further sacrifice for sin remains, but only a fearful expectation of judgment and raging fire that will consume all adversaries. A fearful expectation of an iron fist upon our land. I have noticed in the past that when nations have chosen to enact what is sin as law, judgment usually occurs within 12 months. Gay marriage is yet to be law, but the countdown is on. The countdown for imminent and continued judgment is also on, as God has no choice but to remove another layer of his protection from our nation. The land itself will buckle under this increasing weight of deliberate sin. Our freedoms are likely to be replaced by tyranny. Our once fine nation will be rich for the picking by another, a less immoral culture and/or nation. That is the fearful expectation I have, a dread that my children will live in a land alienated from their Creator, a land cut off from the life-giving mercies and grace of an ever-loving God. If the land of Australia is to be judged by an iron fist, as prophesied by the oft-correct Indian prophet Sadhu Selvaraj, then that would suggest an oppressive and ruthless authoritarian-type ruler. However, a drought would also fit the bill, as the land hardens and loses its ability to yield fruit. Whatever is in store for Australia as a result of this perverse and sickening culture, it is yet to be elucidated. May the true sons and daughters of the Almighty be protected. May the innocent be saved from the ravages of an immoral and degenerate generation. May our land not be completely destroyed as that of Sodom and Gomorrah, those ancient nations that were set as an example of what happens to cities that embrace wickedness and sexual perversity. Western countries have long had anti-sodomy laws in order to protect their nations from the wrath of the Almighty. Now these laws have been thrown out and have been replaced by a radical acceptance of the unnatural. The rejection of foundational principles of our nation is everywhere. It is a time to mourn and cry. The shedding of tears is a sign of spiritual sadness and hopelessness for a better tomorrow. For today wickedness reigns and righteousness has become slave. Today man has become God, and God has removed his presence. Today is a day of immense sadness for our nation, who is ever watching but cannot see, has immense access to knowledge but lacks basic wisdom, and who has ears but cannot hear the word of God. The iron fist is ready and poised. It is time to prepare for a future with an expectation of judgment and fire.